Hey, how's it going? Lloyd here, aka DJ Caltech. I was the composer on the feature film Scopophobia, so I was responsible for building up the tension and enhancing the visuals throughout the film. Alec contacted me about 2 years ago asking if I wanted to be involved in the project. He said it was a Welsh feature film, and being Welsh myself, I jumped at the opportunity. I'm very grateful for him for asking me to be involved in this. I think he'd seen some of my previous horror film scores and listened to some of my music on Instagram. I specialise in electronic 80s music. I was a big fan of horror films growing up, and that was all, they were basically scored with 80s synths. And I think that's what inspired me, and that's what I specialise in. So, as it's the premiere tomorrow in Carmarthen, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of my studio, and you can see some of the analogue synths that I used to make the film. So, hope you enjoy the little tour, and I hope you enjoy the film when you see it. Bye! Okay, starting from left to right, we've got a Stranger Things poster on the wall because I love the music to that series and I've seen it so many times. Then we got a Pro 1 and another Pro 1, are linked together as a low frequency oscillator, which basically controls a cutoff frequency on there. And I'll show you what they sound like. So this is the first one. Quite dirty and dark. Then if I go to the second one, see it's going down, that means the cutoff is being controlled by this. Then we got a Pro 800, which is a Prophet copy, which sounds like this. Which was used in Scopophobia throughout. Then we've got a copy of a Moog Model D, which is a Behringer one. I haven't changed any settings on this because I love the way it's set, and you can't install presets or anything. It is literally where the knobs are is the sound you're going to get. And this is linked directly to an analog reverb unit, which has actually got a physical spring in there. It's called an RX100. And back in the days, in the 80s, they would have used spring reverbs like this, especially guys like John Carpenter. He would have used effects units like this, and especially with an old Model D, and you get this sound, which is classic. Like if you think of films like The Thing, it's very sort of 80s sounding, and I absolutely love that sound. Going on to the second poster on my wall, well, we're doing a tour. This is a Joker. It came out in I think 2000. I saw it in January 2000. I think it'd been out a few weeks. The score in this film is all done with a cellist from Iceland, called Hilda Grangetador, and it inspired me to start playing the cello. And some of these are the flyers from the orchestras I've played in and done concerts with. My cello is by there, and I still play it every day, and I play in a Baroque group as well, because I am mad. Right, so the next thing is Escape from New York, a John Carpenter film, and he did the music as well. Amazing film, I love it, it's so 80s. Then I've got, I do a lot of analog photography, so the negatives, I will put in this enlarger, and in a dark room, which this studio can become because I've blacked out the windows, I can do prints which look like this. So I can physically make large prints to put on the wall if I want. Back here is, I used to be a scratch DJ, and for 3 years running I entered the World DMC Championships, and that's one of the posters. That year in 2005 I was second and third in two different events. Back down here we've got another synth. This is a remake of the Jupiter 08. This sounds like this. The volume's a bit low on it, but that was used in Scopophobia quite a lot. We got another little synth here called the Crave. It's not plugged in, powered up, but I keep the settings as they were. That was used in Scopophobia. We got analog delay unit here, which I love, which is connected to this big beast, which is a Prophet 06, which I used in quite a bit of Scopophobia. You can hear the delay on that. We just put another sound on there. So that's going through the delay unit. We got another synth here. This is a Novation base station. I used this in Scopophobia as well. It's not plugged in at the moment. And I used this Juno 06 replica, which I think they brought out. It's like part of their boutique range. So there's that one there. The Selena is very distinctive. Jean-Michel Jarre used this in one of his tracks. It's very distinctive, but it's not plugged in at the moment. Then we got another synth. Surprise, surprise. This I used a lot in Scopophobia. In the first block I was scoring. Then two other synths, but I don't believe I used them in the film. Up here in the studio, we've got some analog tape deck. We've got an old film camera that I use from '86. There's that's a Soviet Union USSR camera that I use. Got another tape deck there because I like the sound you get from tape. And lastly, back here, we've got some more cameras that I use. We've got the film that inspired me to start scoring in an 80s style. I love this film just because of the music, basically, and the vibe of it. Another John Carpenter film and score. John Carpenter, Alan Howarth, I think his name is pronounced. And then you've got some of my models that I use for stop motion animation. That's about it. Some film on the back of the door that I've got to scan. But yeah, this down here is my decks if I need to do some scratching. And here we've got my field recorder, which I use if I need to record sound effects. So that's it. One last thing. I've got my little special spring device that I made. So I had a tin. I think I had some sort of deodorant or something in it. I put a little contact mic on it. And a little jack plug, and when I plug this in, I'll see if I can do it now when you're there. So if I plug this into the delay unit, this was used when in Scopophobia with when the scene, she was surrounded by masks and stuff. I think it was Rian in it. Katrin was surrounded with people with masks. So when you move these springs, they'll make a noise like this. You can hear that. And I think in the film I put a few voices through it and some distortion pedals. Yeah, and that's how you get sort of it's classic horror sounds. So that's it. I hope you enjoy the film. That's how the whole thing was made. I'll tell you what I will show you is while I'm here, this is Cubase. I basically load the film up. Who's that handsome chap there? I load the film up, and as it's playing, I can put the music in. Here's some of the tracks. You have drums, different synthesizers. All the analog synths are recorded in audio because obviously they're not software, they're physical things. So if I just play a bit of this particular score. So I can watch the video up there while the music's playing, and I can put in the different effects I need to and sync it basically to the footage. then once it's done, I send it to Aled and he gives it the okay, or says, oh, I need data changing, or can you do this, that? And we go back and forth like that. And once he's happy, I'll send him a good quality audio file, and that's it. That's how it's done. There's not really much else to show you, really. It's a very, what shall I say, compact studio, but it does a job for my work. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the film. Bye.